Hello and welcome to the episode of the Heel Turn Podcast for the week of November 4th, 2013. I am your host, Big Al. With me as almost always is...
Nick McGee of Pro Wrestling Smart Talk.
Yes, sir. You heard it right here. Nick has his own blog page. You can check it out at where?
www.prowrestlingsmarttalk.blogspot.com. We have two major articles up right now. One article featuring the Santino Brothers Wrestling Academy, and the other article, my exclusive interview with Dragon Gate USA CEO Sal Harmore.
Now, Nick, that will be $50 for that plug.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to prolong the time. We're just going to dive right into it. Did you happen to check out Raw and SmackDown for last week?
Not really, because Raw and SmackDown, to me, ever since they decided to take Daniel Bryan completely out of the storyline, I have basically no interest in WWE nor TNA right now. But I do want to dive into, well, I do have some interest in TNA that I want to touch on real quick. And Big Al, have you noticed that rumors been flying out all weekend about the potential sale of TNA? Did you heard that the lead singer of...
It's not just been this weekend. It's been for the past 2 years.
No, but really, this weekend, there have been rumors going around that Smashing Pumpkins lead singer,
I heard about
Billy
that.
Corgan,
you know what?
could be a potential buyer, but now a lot of wrestling reporters are basically saying don't take that possibility of Billy Corgan being a potential buyer too seriously.
You know what? I would like to see Billy Corgan do it. I think he could do it.
Well, according to Forbes, Billy Corgan is only worth $50 million, and TNA is going for well over $150 million. Yeah, TNA is going for well over $150 million.
That's what Vince carries around in his wallet every day.
You know what? Someone threw this scenario out on the internet. What happened if Shane McMahon legitly buys TNA?
If he buys it...
No storyline, it's straight up legit. He buys TNA.
If he buys it, he buys it. He buys it, he buys it. I mean, if eventually it'll be addressed on WWE, but
you know what? I know they're trying to sell TNA. Supposedly, the Carter family is just basically flirting the idea with certain people who they want to potentially buy the company for them.
Ted Turner.
Billionaire Ted will never go back to the wrestling industry. He tried to experiment
Bill
with
Gates.
WCW. Bill Gates, no. Bill Gates doesn't even know what wrestling is, probably. But you see with them separating their ties with OVW this past week, which is thank God for OVW, because no use for that great young talent to be wasting in TNA.
Agreed.
You know, they basically clean house for some of their talent. Like, they basically lowball AJ Styles as far as pay salary goes. They basically let Hogan go. Eric Bischoff is basically working from home, basically telling him, you're staying at home until your contract runs out, so we don't have to pay you as much. Jeff Jarrett's getting more control, which is arguable. It could be a good thing or a bad thing, but you could tell just by some of the financial moves TNA is making right now, they're definitely gearing themselves up for putting themselves for sale. And when you buy a company like that, you have to buy not only their assets, but their liability as well. I wonder how much debt TNA is really in.
They're probably not. They're probably worth maybe negative $10.
You know, if we try to pour our money together, I think we could buy TNA.
Sure, let me sell the house.
Yeah. Anyway, it'd be interesting to see who eventually will buy TNA. I don't believe in the Billy Corgan storyline crap that came out over the weekend.
It'd be interesting if it does come out as true, though.
It's not. It's number one, he does not have the money. Number two, if he does somehow get the money, he doesn't have enough money to support the company.
True.
Unless he goes out and gets some very wealthy investors, silent owners to come in and basically help fundle it, you know, the moment he purchased. But I just don't believe in it. I don't think he's a serious buyer. there's people close to him trying to say he is interested. He may be interested all he wants, but just he's not a serious buyer. He's not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in owning a classic Jeep, and I can't drive, so...
Exactly. Moving on, have you heard this rumor about the possibility... You heard this rumor that supposedly Hogan agreed to some type of verbal deal with the WWE?
I believe it.
Yeah, supposedly this verbal deal is basically Hogan agreeing to become a possible Royal Rumble entry. Maybe do some type of big angle for WrestleMania. Where it involves him being in the ring or maybe a non-wrestling type capacity. Some type of short-term verbal deal had been reached. There's no actual contract, but rumor has it close to his camp, which you can also take with a grain of salt, that supposedly he agreed to some sort of contract with Vince and Triple H.
Now, some
type of verbal deal, excuse me.
If you bring Hogan back for Royal Rumble, would that hurt maybe Jake the Snake's return as well? Would it overshadow him?
No. When it comes to Royal Rumble surprise, the greatest thing about the Royal Rumble when you do surprise entries, nothing gets overshadowed because it will always be remembered.
That's true.
There's no such thing as that.
Okay.
And it just, a part of me want to see Hogan come back home. He wasted his years in TNA. He basically just,
he wasted his years in WCW, kinda.
No, he did not.
The latter part of being in WCW, he wasted.
Well, no, he didn't. He did a lot of good for WCW. He helped put WCW on the map.
Yes, he did do a lot of good, but
he did a lot of good. He did not waste it. He did a lot of good. And I felt in TNA, he did brought some type of credibility to TNA. He did brought some attention to TNA, but it did not elevate TNA to a level at which they were expecting. And overall, you could say it was a flop, but I look at the bright side. He did bring some attention and some credibility to the company. But in the long haul, it really did not help elevate the company to where they want to be.
No, not at all.
But I like to see Hogan coming home. He should be with the WWE family. He made his career in WWE, and to me, when he finally does decide, you know what, this is it, I'm done, he should hang up in WWE.
You know what, if TNA gets bought and somebody just decides, hey, let's just close up shop, who's going to take their place on Spike TV, do you think?
Spike TV will never allow that to happen.
Really?
I guarantee you they will never allow that to happen. Viacom would not allow that to happen.
If WWE buys TNA...
You know how much money WWE will have to pay out to Viacom? Which be a conflict of interest with WWE's deal with NBC. NBC owns Spike TV and Sci-Fi Network. There's their sister
USA.
networks. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's why when people say, well, WWE is going to eventually buy TNA, you have to look at the math. Yeah, they could buy TNA, but you're also inheriting their contract with Spike TV. Will that be a potential conflict of interest? Will they have to pay out Spike TV for how many years they have left with TNA and potentially take that product and move it to the NBC network? Will NBC open their arms to TNA beyond their networks? Or would WWE have to spend out more money and resources and shop them around to different networks? It's so much that goes into it.
TNA, Total Nonstop Action, Impact Wrestling on the Food Network.
No, coming straight to DVD Redbox near you. All right, but moving right along, there's a lot of stuff that went on in the Indies. ROH had the Golden Dreams event in Cincinnati, Ohio.
I heard that was going on. I didn't get a chance to check it out.
Jay Briscoe defeated Kevin Steen in the main event, earning a ROH World Heavyweight title shot. So now, the World Title match at Final Battle 2013 is now a three-way dance with Jay Briscoe, the Unbreakable Michael Elgin, and Adam Cole. I
would have rather it had just been Adam Cole and Michael Elgin. When you add a third person, it kind of... I'm so tired of seeing triple threats. Every single time you go and watch wrestling, there's always a triple threat match, and they're not as interesting as they used to be.
But when the last time TNA did a triple threat world title match?
true.
And plus, this ties in with the storyline. Because Jay Briscoe felt that he's the uncrowned World Heavyweight Champion. He never lost it in the ring. He forfeited the belt due to injury. So he has a legitimate gripe. So I'm excited seeing that match. Our favorite guy, Matt Taven, defeated Adam Page. So Matt Taven retained the TV title, but at Final Ground 2013, he had to face Tommaso Ciampa for the ROH World TV title.
I mean, I'm happy for Matt Taven, but I'm kind of sad for Adam Page because,
Adam Page is a good kid. He's a great talent.
Yeah, he is.
But it just wasn't his time yet.
No.
Just wasn't his time yet.
Maybe next year, kid.
And speaking of Tommaso, he earned his ROH World TV title shot at Final Battle 2013 by defeating Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal in a 3-way match at Golden Dreams over the weekend. So congratulations to Tommaso for earning a shot at the TNA TV title. Also, another big event that took place in Cleveland, Ohio at Absolute Insane Wrestling. The guy who we talked to last weekend on the podcast, Josh Alexander actually went to a no contest with Michael Elkin, and according to reports, their match lasted for 40 minutes. 40 minutes long, and they say it's a potential match of the year in the indie circuit. And we heard somebody screaming in the background. It's kind of scary, and we know it's not Halloween.
No, I believe Sosi is watching Raw upstairs.
And believe that it's that horrible. But anyway,
burying the product. We are burying the product.
No. But anyway, Josh Alexander and Michael Elkin went to a time limit draw. Also at that same event, the winners of the Double Dare Tag Team Tournament was, get ready for this, the Jolly Valley Effects.
The Jolly Valley Effects?
Yeah. So, yeah, the Jollyville Effects won the Double Dare Tag Team Tournament as well.
And did the losers get covered in slime?
Yes, they did. And also, once again, Josh Alexander competed 48 hours later at the Square Circle event in Ontario, Canada, and he recaptured the Premier Championship by defeating Brent Banks for the championship.
Brent Banks went down?
Yeah, he went down.
Wow.
All
right, Josh.
And over the weekend as well, Combat Zone Wrestling had their event, Night of Infamy, and ladies and gentlemen, I do recommend you go to zzwrestling.com and order the event on demand. You are in for a treat. Drew, help me pronounce his last name, Alan. Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak had Gulak. Drew Gulak had an incredible match with Chuck Taylor for the CZW World Heavyweight Championship. And it's the person I mentioned, Drew Gulak, to me, is the modern day Luthez, and you will enjoy his match with Chuck Taylor over the weekend. It was a great event. The guys,
as much as I love classic wrestling, would I enjoy it?
Yes, you will. And the guys, they bust their butts at the event. And kudos to their entire staff. Kudos to DJ Hyde, the owner of CZW, for an incredible event over the weekend. And I highly recommend you guys order this event on demand. And speaking of Combat Zone Wrestling, we have 2 interviews lined up. Our first interview is with Combat Zone World Heavyweight Champion Drew Gulak. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy Gulak. Please enjoy this incredible interview with Drew Gulak, the Combat Zone World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Heel Turn Podcast, I proudly present to you the Combat Zone World Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, the one, the only, Drew Gulak. Drew, welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast, buddy.
Hi, thanks for having me.
No problem, sir, and we want to start saying congratulations on your title defense last Saturday against Chuck last Saturday. It was It was a great match. To me, it was the match of the night when I saw it.
Oh, thanks. Were you at the show?
No, I wasn't at the show. I was on live stream last Saturday night.
Oh, great. You watched it on CZW Night of Infamy.com.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Drew, the one question that I ask every wrestler that comes on the show is, what inspired you to get involved in the wrestling industry?
Well, that's a funny story, actually. I used to work out as a DC diver when I was really young with my father. We were, I don't know, I was 12 and my little brother must have been 9 at that time. And we used to work out in the Pacific Ocean. And we would not really have a lot of free time, but when we did, we would be able to watch wrestling and stuff like that. And we had like those wrestling buddies, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I used to have the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, that's the one. We had the Ultimate Warrior. And we used to beat the shit out of the Ultimate Warrior.
We don't care. We don't care, man. I used to beat the crap out of the Warrior, too. I hate him that much.
But yeah, we used to work on like an underwater dig for like an archaeology project or something. And, you know, we'd pull up, we'd have holes and stuff to pull up. We'd be dead tired, but, you know, when we had free time, we'd go beat the crap out of the Ultimate Warrior and try out some new moves and stuff. So, you know, I always kind of wanted to do it ever since a young age. And we got back home, we saw Combat Zone Wrestling, which is really close to the house. Went and checked out the event, and that's how it all started.
Also doing, and let's be honest, when you were beating up your wrestling buddy, the Ultimate Warrior, you were the one who originally created the Rock's People's Elbow, right?
Of course.
He stole it from you, Drew.
Yeah, he stole it from me, and Austin stole my Dusty Rhodes impression one.
Awesome.
Nice.
Drew, describe your experience being trained by Chris Hero and Mike Quackenbush.
Grueling. They would put us through our paces. Very, very difficult, but a lot of fun and very rewarding. They're two of the most knowledgeable guys around involving professional wrestling and many other topics too. And very, very fortunate to be trained by those guys. We would show up to practice about 6:30 at the arena for most of it, and just do cardio for like an hour and a half, different kinds of. It was always getting compared to like circus training or like something that we do in amateur wrestling, like back at those kind of drills, like bridging and running and tumbling. Do a lot of lucha-inspired drills, and then from there we do like technical assessment and breakdowns and learning, you know, learn moves, learn the history of moves, you know, and the history of wrestlers who use those moves or, you know, techniques and stuff like that. And just, it's really like an all-encompassing crash course in professional wrestling, and it's probably the best experience I could have ever asked for, not even realize it at the time.
Wow. Big Al, you got a question for Drew?
Yeah, Drew, how did you come up with developing your in-ring style, dude? And who did you model it after?
What do you mean?
How did you come up with your wrestling style, and who do you model your style after?
Well, I mean, like, I was heavily into, I was an amateur wrestler.
Okay.
Before I started my professional training. So I have a heavy background in folk style and freestyle wrestling. And I guess I have, like, a background in kind of, you know, American training as well as, like, a lucha libre training, because Chris Hero and Quackenbush were very inspired by a guy named Skaya, who taught a specific style of wrestling called Yave, which is a technical lucha libre style. And it's very rare. It was very rarely practiced because it's not as flamboyant or as fantastic looking as a lot of the, you know, popular stuff they were doing in CMLL at the time. But super quick technical stuff that's very close to catch wrestling. And then I don't know, I guess as I kind of grew up, I kind of like caught on to watching more old school world of sport wrestling, stuff like that. I used to show the practice early one day, and Hero was there by himself watching old school Steve Gray and Johnny Saint matches on a DVD player, and that's how I got into that.
Oh, okay. Awesome, dude.
I fell in love with that style. Guys like Mark Rocco. And then I have an affinity to Ken Shamrock and the Acolytes. So, you know, a little bit of Mark Rocco, Johnny Saint with dash of Ken Shamrock and the Acolytes in there.
I love it. Did you watch any old films of Luthez? Because when I see you wrestle in the ring, you're almost like a modern-day Luthez. You're almost like a throwback.
Thanks. Yeah, I got a lot of comparisons to a lot of old school guys, which is really like such a compliment to me. Guys like Ollie Anderson and like Bob Backlund,
Right.
that's one of them. Carl Gotch is another one. Billy Robinson, all those guys. Honestly, like I've seen their stuff. I've gone back and watched it, but I never really like studied it intricately, other than what was their mentality and the thing I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But it pretty much. I think their mentality was the same as the British guys, except the rule systems were slightly different.
Okay.
Back in the time, the guys I watched were like from the 70s and the 60s. Even before a lot of like, when Regal came along and Finley came along, they were both insanely good.
Right.
And very rewarding to watch. But like the generation before those guys, they're really what I took to right when British wrestling started changing.
Okay, right on. Drew, you made your debut with Combat Zone Wrestling back in 2000. You won the Chris Cash Memorial Battle Royal. Can you tell our audience the type of emotion? Yeah, can you tell our audience the type of emotion you were experiencing when you made your wrestling debut with Combat Zone and won that Battle Royal?
Would you like to know what I was thinking or feeling at that time?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I was complacent at the time. I don't know, like it was a big deal for me to be on a CZW show.
Right.
I put tons and tons of thought into like what would happen if I made my debut there. And I don't know, it was really kind of like a rookie mistake. Instead of just kind of sitting back and soaking it in, I kind of like overthought the whole thing.
Okay.
And and really like I think I took it for granted at the time. Actually, I was very lucky to have been not only featured on a show in remembrance of my recently departed friend Chris Cash, but like I was in a battle royal, and not only was I in it, I defeated a bunch of other guys who I like grew up watching essentially in person. And looking back, I can't be more grateful for a debut like that. It was really cool.
Awesome, and yeah, I know that had to be an awesome experience winning that Battle Royal. Drew, what was the reason behind teaming up with your fellow Combat Zone Wrestling training partner, Andy Summer?
Andy Summer was an old student of mine before the schools merged with Chikara, but we had very similar backgrounds. That I was a folk style wrestler, and he was a grappler and sambo style wrestling. Mm-hmm. So they just kind of said, hey, we're going to throw these two guys together, and we had some fun matches, so it clicked, and we wound up being a team for, I think, 3 or 4 years. Awesome.
And what was the most memorable moment of Team Andrew?
We won the CZW Tag Team title twice. So that was like a dream come true. It was my first championship, in professional wrestling, and that was the company that kind of drew me in further past, behind the curtain. So
all right.
It was a really big deal for me.
Awesome, dude. Big Al?
Drew, according to the CZW records, you held the CZW Wired TV Championship for 429 days, defeating competitors such as Rick Swan, Nick Gage, and your former partner Andy Summer. During your title reign, who was your toughest opponent, and who brought out the best in you?
The best in me? There was a lot of good guys that wrestled with that title. It was a lot of fun, being the champion for so long. Guys like Sabre Jr. I got to wrestle for the first time. Me and him have very similar styles, except he's actually from England. I'm from, Philly. And then guys like John Gresham, who I just met at the same time. We were all kind of coming up together. I would say Ryan McBride was a lot of fun to wrestle against. I think it was like one of his last couple appearances there. Who else? Nick Gage, of course. He was a freaking powerhouse in the ring. Shame what happened to him.
Yeah, we read about the story of Nick Cage, and Drew, that leads to my next question. How did the Nick Cage situation impacted the campaign for a better Combat Zone storyline?
It was more so impacted, the whole company, because he was our top guy.
Right.
At the time, and then he went and committed a heinous crime, and that really like puts a stain on the company.
Right.
It's a shame, and it was just really like crappy. So we kind of had to just recover from that. We had to kind of just take it and recover. So I don't know how to say that. How does your body react when it gets like a germ stuck in it?
Right.
You gotta fight it off.
Yeah,
So
the company.
Kind of what we did.
shouldn't have impacted the company because he did it on his own time.
Yeah, totally agree, Al. You know, a situation like that, like you said, it didn't happen on company time. Basically happened on his own time, and the company was unaware of those sort of heinous activities. And I commend you guys for handling the situation the way you guys did. I really do, Drew.
Thank you. Yeah, it's not one of those things that, you know, our fans aren't idiots. We're not just going to, like, black his name out and forget about him that he ever existed. He was one of the greatest champions that we had, and one of the most popular guys we ever had. Who just happened to say, you know, screw everybody else, I'm going to go be selfish for a little bit and do this, instead of, you know, facing his problems like a mature adult.
Agree, brother. Drew, who created the storyline idea behind the campaign for a better combat zone?
It was a slow, kind of gradual transformation of myself. When Mike Burns was the booker of Combat Zone Wrestling, he gave me a couple opportunities to run as a singles wrestler. And I worked with some other guys and got to manage, and he would give me the microphone from time to time. And my character is basically an activist. So I don't know, I kind of realized that there was a big election coming up, which happened last year. And, you know, slowly turned into a politician, which is, you know, it's great. I love that it's a character that kind of has some irony behind it, and that wrestling's supposed to be full of politics. When here's this guy who's just a straight up politician, you know, no bones about it. And it must be a lot of fun, you know, expressing myself through that.
Hey, Drew, Big Al was wondering, do you have political ambitions? Because we saw some of your promos during that time when you were the Wire TV champ, and you were basically involving to being a political activist character. Do you have political ambitions secretly?
I don't know. I'm more of a social sciences kind of guy. I study sociology and psychology. In addition to all the other activities I participate in, including wrestling. So I would be reluctant to say that I'm one of those guys that feels like they know everything. I like being a leader. So, I mean, if that ever, you know, if it ever came to that point where I needed to get involved in something like that, I would definitely not be opposed to it.
Can we say Drew for 2014 next year?
Yeah. Even the odd ones.
Oh, yeah, it will be hashtag best for business if you do. Drew, describe your emotions after winning the Combat Zone World Heavyweight Championship.
Kind of unbelievable, like disbelief. You know, it's surreal. It was very surreal. I remember maybe the second day I was at the CZW Wrestling Academy. Zandig came right up to me and my brother, and he goes, "Listen, guys, there's a good chance you're not going to really amount to anything in this business." You know, my brother is a big fan of Nick Mondo, and he was like, "Well, what about like Mondo? Mondo was only wrestling for 3 years, but for that short of a career, he made a huge impact in what we do." And he was like, "No, probably not. Not even a good chance of that." And that's the truth. Like most people who come in there, they don't amount to anything, which is a shame, you know. But at least in wrestling, they don't.
Yeah,
it's a very difficult thing to kind of, you know, learn, especially when you're young.
Right.
And
yeah, I can see
myself. I tripped out. And I had to work hard, and it's very nice.
Yeah, I could have saw myself.
I would say that for me, for more than anything, it's inspirational, because it's a position where, like, not only am I, you know, now the champion of the company, but like there's a lot of faith that has to be put in that position, and you know, it's basically saying like, hey, you got a big old responsibility right now. Make the most out of it, please, for the best of, you know, for everybody's sake. Make the best out of it.
Right.
And that's exactly what I intend to do. I have no other intentions but to, you know, use this championship to build up this company as big as I can.
And so far, Drew, you've been doing a great job. I'm your friend on Facebook, and I'm actually judged when I see you with pictures allowing fans to hold the championship belt. I say, you know what? You're the most interactive indie champion I have seen so far, and dude, I want to say you're awesome, and congratulations on winning the championship, and you're doing your company proud right now.
Thank you very much.
Al?
Well, I was just going to say that if you or I ever went into the wrestling business, I don't see us going higher than low card.
We're the curtain jerkers. We're in the dark match.
No. We're not even curtain jerkers. We're the guys who set up the ring and are used as practice for the lower card guys.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we're the guys who you bring into the academy. Be like, okay, this guy's gonna stand there and allow you to kick his you know what.
Well, I think we don't really bring people in to fill that role, but everybody has to fill that role at some point.
Drew Silver.
You guys are gonna be there for a while, like, I might want to nudge you in another direction somehow.
Drew, I have no ambitions of getting into the ring. I'm not in ring shape, as you will say.
I thought about it for about 5 minutes. But I'm almost 35, and I am no Diamond Dallas Page.
We have a couple people who are, pretty, they're in their 30s that's starting to come down. Like, every once in a while we'll get someone who's older than that, coming to try it out. It really just comes down to your goals and what you want to get out of it. There's no harm, no foul. If you don't want to do too much in it, but you want to try it, if it's your dream, like, why not go for it? That's the thing that I don't get. A lot of people wind up, preaching to me about their 9-to-5 jobs and how you need to go and get a degree and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm in college. I'm probably the longest reigning college student in my family. But, as well as the longest reigning world champion of my family. I want to make that clear.
So you're like Joe McHale from the TV show Community. You're just in community college.
Well, that'll be up this year,
Oh, okay, awesome.
I'm not saying full on Joe McHale, but maybe halfway there.
Drew, you wrestled the British Messiah Timmy Thatcher a few weeks ago at WrestleCares. And it was a fantastic match. Could we see a possible rematch between you two?
Anytime he wants to wrestle me, he has an open invitation. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just him that holding himself back. That is the reason the promoters don't know enough about him. But from what I hear, he should be making more appearances in WXW Germany later on next year.
Okay.
Which will hopefully give him more exposure. For people who know me, who are listening to this podcast, who just kind of know who I am and don't know who Timothy Thatcher is, the only person I can compare him to that I wrestled recently is Biff Busick. And those guys could be brothers. If Biff is a brawler, Tim's a grappler, and they could be brothers.
Oh, wow.
And I had a great time. I've gotten to know Tim the last few times being on WCA. And he's a great dude, too. Like, we both have the same mentality. And, if there is kind of like a next step in the professional wrestling industry as far as, what's going to be happening or changing or how it's going to get marketed or whatever, I'd like to see, people like Tim and people like Biff kind of be those impact players going forward, and it's really cool to get to know those guys.
Awesome, man. Tim, I know you mentioned you wrestled in Europe before. Who was your toughest opponent in Europe that you have ever faced?
My toughest opponent in Europe?
Yeah.
I don't know. They're all pretty tough. They're all pretty tough in Europe. I just wrestled Freddie Stahl. He's a young guy for WXW. Big guy. I wrestled him my first long tour of Germany. And he grew up a lot in the last 2 years. And this dude is a monster. He could be a superstar in the business if that's for him. And anybody who doesn't know who Freddie Stahl is, Google him or go look up a WXW show and check him out. Really good wrestler.
Okay, Drew, do you see yourself competing in either the WWE, TNA, or Ring of Honor someday?
Yeah. I mean, if that's down the line for me, if that's going to happen, I would absolutely do an heartbeat. I feel like there are some things that I need to accomplish before I do that. Maybe
Smart.
Personally.
Okay.
Maybe professionally.
Yeah,
I would love to one day, reach that platform of international exposure.
And Drew, we will just stay away from TNA for the moment until we decide who actually go buy the company.
I haven't been following any of that stuff, but I'll take your word for it, man.
Big Al and I are trying to save up our piggy bank to buy TNA. If we do, you be the first person that we're going after.
All right. Well, thanks. Let me know. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah, how much is the TNA fund up to? $10.50?
Who knows? Drew, what Combat Zone big events coming up in December, sir?
Cage of Death 15. It's a big one.
Awesome. Have they announced your opponent for that event yet?
They have not yet announced my opponent, although there are a couple on the list that I would like to see. For our core audience, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out who would be next in line to get a shot at my title. And whoever they decide it is, it's gonna be in for a rough one.
Awesome, man. Do you have any upcoming indie dates yourself?
When's it ending?
Most likely Wednesday.
Okay, this Wednesday? Yeah, I'll actually be in Haverhill, Massachusetts, and East Greenwich, Rhode Island this weekend for Wrestling His Art. I'll be wrestling against Cobalt, who is a goblin luchador, or a goblin.
A goblin luchador?
Yeah, he's a goblin. He's more of a goblin, you know, he's just a goblin.
Is his gimmick green?
Yeah. He's a good commentator, he's a gross little goblin, man. I'll be wrestling him on Saturday in Haverhill, and on Sunday I'll be wrestling against Colt Cabana.
Alright.
And Greenwich, Rhode Island, who is, you know, a very well-respected wrestler, and I'm very excited to get in the ring with him for the first time.
Awesome.
And then I'm actually going on vacation the weekend after that. Unfortunately, it's at the same time that two of the companies I work for are running. Evolve will be in New York.
Yes, they will be.
Yeah, they'll be in New York that weekend, and then Beyond Wrestling will be back in Rhode Island on that Sunday.
Yeah, Evolve will be in, I believe, in Brooklyn, New York on the 17th. Is it 17th? Yes, and Beyond Wrestling is doing their tournament for tomorrow's on the 17th as well in Providence.
Right, yeah, it's going to be the 16th and 17th for Evolve, and then the 17th for Beyond Wrestling in Rhode Island.
Right.
So, I gotta miss all three of them, unfortunately. I hate missing shows. I hate not being a part of wrestling. And if you're a fan in the area who can, you know, hear this, or someone who wants to check out something new, look up Evolve, look up Beyond Wrestling, support them. They are very good friends of mine.
Awesome, man. And how can our fans reach you via social media?
Just follow me on Twitter at Drew Gulak. That's DREWGULAK. It rhymes with attack. Or check out my website at www.drewgulak.com. I got my schedule, links to my YouTube stuff, and easy ways to interact with me and still buy merchandise if you want to do that kind of stuff.
Awesome, dude. Well, Drew, thank you so much for taking time out with us, and we definitely want you back on the show to talk to you some more, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, anytime we can work out a time, that would be great.
Awesome, dude. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Drew Gulak, the Combat Zone Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. Gulak, I'm sorry.
Gulak, it rhymes with attack, bro.
Thank you for coming on with us, man. You have yourself a good night.
Thank you, you too.
All right. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
And this was a Crow Interview with Drew Gulak.
Gulak!
Gulak. It's a running joke.
I am going to beat you.
Drew Gulak, whatever. It was an incredible interview. He really gave us a lot of information. And like I said, he is truly the modern day Luthez. And we definitely will have him come back on the Heel Turn podcast in the near future.
I would like that very much.
And our very next interview is with the owner of Combat Zone Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you DJ Hyde.
Hey, Nicholas, how are you?
I'm doing fine, sir, and once again, thank you for coming on with us.
Happy to be on, more than happy.
All right, awesome, dude. And I want to say congratulations on the event last Saturday. I ordered it on live stream, and it was an awesome event. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Awesome, and after that event, I became a bigger fan of your product. I really did.
Well, I think if you check out our next event, you'll be an even bigger fan because it
DJ, yes, indeed. I definitely will be checking out your next event coming up, I believe, on December 15th, correct?
December 14th is
14th.
CZW presents Cage of Death 15. It's the 15th installment of the annual Cage of Death.
Awesome. And DJ, I sent a shout out to you on Twitter asking, can we get like a couple pair of the new Combat Zone Wrestling track jackets?
Can you get them? RandomThings.co actually sells them. They're not sold through me, actually. So the better question would be to ask them. I could speak to them for you. They're a very hot, expensive item. I know they're expensive to make because I made them for all the wrestlers a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
And we have had a hard time trying to find that particular jacket again, and Random Things found them. And they're taking pre-orders right now, and you can get them on a pre-order for $85. And you will have it actually with your name ready to go at Cage of Death. And if you need shipping, they will be shipping them out shortly around that time. I believe at the beginning of the month. We will have some for sale live at Cage of Death, but the price will go up to about $100 because it's about what they cost.
Okay.
So they get a discount, you know. So it's nice to pre-order when you get something for free.
Oh, of course. DJ, I just wanted to ask you this question. What inspired you to get involved with professional wrestling? Because according to our reports, you were a pretty good college football player. You played for Penn State University.
I wasn't a pretty good college football player. I literally played about 2 practices and then tore my MCL, my ACL, and my right leg, and 13 other ligaments. But I was a very talented high school football player, a very talented high school athlete. I was a 3-year All-American. My senior year, I was the number 2 player in the country. I won all kinds of. I have more accolades from that than I have probably anything. You name an award, I probably won it. I was the USA Today Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh wow!
I won 3 state championships in high school, all states. I've done a lot of stuff, and when it came to high school sports, I chose to go to Penn State, which is my alma mater. It's where I always wanted to go.
Okay.
Literally, I was, touted by a lot of colleges from Miami to Nebraska to, a couple places in Texas, and Penn State was where I wanted to be, and I had a full scholarship. And the second day of preseason training, I got hurt really bad, and was in a wheelchair for about a year.
Oh wow!
And then, I was just barely 18 when I got hurt, and then I put on a lot of weight, and then I got out to the real world, and I can continue the story from there if you want, but it gets a lot longer. To shorten it up, I met a girl.
Watch out now.
I was pretty big back then too. I was about 446 pounds. I'm like 280 right now.
Oh, okay.
In high school, I was 260, and I looked like I should be a wrestler. I met a girl, went out, got real drunk, came home, walked in on something I shouldn't have seen, and ended up in jail for a year. So, about 2 weeks after I got out of jail, I went to my local independent, and I was a huge wrestling fan my whole life. There's stories behind that too, which we can get into, but I went to my local independents, and I was a guy who, I was at every CZW show. You go back and watch, you can see me. As a kid, I'm on tape. Lots of guys make fun of me about it. I went to some of those shows, and the first day back, I started talking to some of the wrestlers at the show, and they're like, "Well, we can start showing you how to do stuff." And I was like, "Sure." So I showed up, and it literally was on-the-job training. I worked a lot of bad independents, a lot of smaller companies. I would say not bad. Bad's probably not the right word, but I did that for about a year and a half, and then a buddy of mine told me about this company that was running in Sewell, New Jersey, and put on shows that were better than ECW, and I'm like, nothing was better than ECW.
No, nothing was better than ECW.
I've been wrestling for 14 years now, and I don't think I've ever looked back at that point. I trained at CZW. I trained with Al Snow. I trained with the Wild Smellins, Wes Thatcher, Tommy Dreamer. I trained with a lot of people. Mexico, Japan, Europe. I've been all over the place. I spent a great deal of time in a lot of those places to work on my craft and make me who I am today.
Awesome, man. DJ, can you give our podcast audience just a very brief history of Combat Zone Wrestling and why do they brand themselves as, why they brand the hardcore wrestling as ultra violent?
Well, let's change a little bit of gears, but I will go through the history. John Zandig, who was the founder of Combat Zone Wrestling and the original owner of the company, founded the company back in 1997. Originally, he started doing like small shows with a small group of wrestlers that he trained, and then decided to take the company public in 1998. At that time, Combat Zone Wrestling was born. Obviously, our home base is the Philadelphia market, and they did not want to be just hardcore. They decided that they were going to turn it up a notch and become ultra violent, using weapons such as like tubes and glass and barbed wire and stuff, where on a regular basis, pretty much every event had something. It was also based on a very heavy work rate, a lot of high spots, based on flyers. Junior heavyweights was a predominant thing for the undercard. It was junior heavyweights and crazy death matches. That was pretty much the calling card of CZW, to the point that it had a cult following that was unheard of. CZW has ran more shows in the ECW arena than anyone, including ECW.
Oh, wow.
Yes, which happened a few years ago, before the arena closed.
Right.
When John Moxley, or Dean Ambrose, actually, as you might know him better as now, was the world champion of Combat Zone Wrestling at the time. At that time, a lot of, and still today, a lot of the company is homegrown stars. CZW has made stars. Literally, at this point, the people that have come out of the academy and that have been through CZW that are currently within, a major company is astounding. Guys from even CM Punk, who's been here, Bryan Danielson, to guys like Antonio Cesaro, a lot of guys in NXT right now, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. Those guys, Seth Rollins, they've all been through here at one point or another, or trained here, within the walls of the Combat Zone. It kind of ran that way. Predominant shows that we're most known for is obviously Cage of Death is what is pretty much known as the WrestleMania of the Independents. I don't like to use that term, but that is how it is explained to me. It is an event unlike any other, as I have been told, and it draws people from all around the world. Tournament of Death is another calling card of Combat Zone Wrestling that has been going on for 12 years at this point, where it is a deathmatch tournament, and it is the premier deathmatch tournament in the world currently. And thousands upon thousands of people travel to go out in basically fields or some bars. Typically the show's been in Delaware. Best of the best places, some of the best wrestlers from all over the world. And it is our junior heavyweight tournament that we have held annually, and that is also currently in its 12th installment. And recently we have our Tangled Web show, which is a barbed wire contraption show that is made into a tangled web every year. We're pretty much known for innovation, ultra violence, and great wrestling. The major change of Combat Zone Wrestling really took place in 2009. Look at me, I'm sounding like a historian here. But in 2009, John Zandig sold the company to DJ Hyde, and I took over and turned it into what I refer to it as the buffet of professional wrestling.
Okay.
We have had a lot of partnerships developed since I have taken over. We are now currently the only United States independent that runs shows internationally, where just this year we ran shows in England, we ran shows in Germany, which is literally unheard of for an independent company, someone who's not WWE or Impact Wrestling. To where next year that's going to grow even more to Mexico and possibly Japan. We have business relations Extreme Wrestling in Germany. We've also recently developed a few other partnerships, which will be announced later in the year. The company made a major change at that point to what I believe, to basically my belief system. We have not gotten away from our ultra-violence side, but we have built more of our stories to it. We've also incorporated what I call the buffet of professional wrestling. You will see great wrestling here. You will not just see high flying, but you will see high flying. You will see technical. You will see hot women that can wrestle. You know, you will see. Oh yeah, I have a very strong belief, and we'll get into the women's side of professional wrestling when I get to the end. You will see, you know, great comedical wrestling, and I think it's something for everybody.
Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, you'll get your big, hardcore, crazy, you know, whatever you want to call it, depending on what's going on. We literally breed stars. It's what we do. We make people. I would say the top person on the independents right now, the top two people are probably Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole. Adam Cole. Adam Cole is a CZW Wrestling Academy trainee, trained by yours truly, made his name in CZW, Ring of Honor put him under a contract and offered him a lot of money.
Right.
And now he's literally been wrestling for 4 years, and, you know, out of the 4 major independent companies there are on the independents, he has the world title in 2 of them. And, you know, he must be doing something right. Since that point, we have, you know, our wrestlers and our company has boomed. We've run shows in North Carolina, Rhode Island, Boston, Ohio, Chicago. We've done all kinds of stuff. You know, and 2014 is actually going to probably be our biggest year. And you know, with the end of 2013, Combat Zone Wrestling LLC, which is the actual business, purchased half of Women's Superstars Unleashed, which is a women's company. It's probably the number 3 women's company in the U.S. right now.
Okay.
And Shimmer and Shine, and there will be a lot of business with that. That will be CZW's sister, literally sister company. You know, and on top of, we've developed a relationship with Beyond Wrestling. We've worked, you know, hand in hand with Dragon Gate USA, and we also organized the first ever WrestleCon last year with Dragon Gate USA, which was an unheard of event, and we are actually hosting and running it on our own this year.
Awesome.
So,
where's that going to be?
This year, WrestleMania weekend, right across the street from Access, at the Sugar House. Combat Zone Wrestling and HighSpots.com present WrestleCon.
Nice.
You can see all the stars, autographs. I mean, already signed is Bill Goldberg, Mickey James, Roddy Piper. They're all going to be there.
Awesome.
Top of the stars from CZW, and there will be some stars from Pro Wrestling Guerrilla and Ring of Honor all on those events. Where it's going to be an unheard of show, a mass amount of talent. This year, obviously, with WrestleMania being in our own backyard in North Jersey, and you know, it only made sense for us to run, you know, events with that, where, you know, we had Hulk Hogan there, the Ultimate Warrior was there, you know, joint signings among tons of other stars, but Combat Zone Wrestling, Chikara, Dragon Gate, Evolve, Shimmer, all put on events that weekend, and all, you know, did very, very well. And it was a great success. I mean, people got to see talent from all over the world, from every different facet.
You know what, DJ? It feels like I'm having a wrestling orgasm by you telling me about WrestleCon.
Yeah, it feels like
WrestleCon is literally what's been going on through the past few years. Is the major independents have been trying to organize events at WrestleMania. Trying to get USA and Ring of Honor predominantly. Combat Zone Wrestling got in the mix 2 years ago. When after I took over, and at this point we have now dominated. So it's, you know, this year we have the location. We are literally across the street from Access. We are literally within walking distance to where WrestleMania will be. And we have every star that is currently not with World Wrestling Entertainment going to be at our event doing autograph signing. On top of that, you're going to get to see a couple of super shows, you know, where it's not just you know, hey, this guy. It's the top guys from the independents, and, you know, we're looking at putting on a super show where we bring in all the top guys from most of the top companies. I junior
right.
Evolve, all that. They're also running another event. They're an hour and a half away, which, at WrestleMania, fans come to town. It's a huge weekend.
Yes, it is.
And we're going to give them, it's been very successful. We did it down in Miami. We did it last year in North Jersey, and now we're going to do it in New Orleans this year. And literally, it's going to be one of those great, great things where you're going to get to see the top end guys in the business, currently that are probably not on that WrestleMania show across the street from there at a lot cheaper price, too. And you're going to get to meet some of your favorite stars. Like I said, just already signed like, Bill Goldberg, Mickey James, Roddy Piper's going to be there. And that's just the start of it. It's really not even going to really start being pushed until after Cage of Death happens. And, and then we're going to follow that up the next week with our annual Best of the Best back at our home at the Florence Gate Center in New Jersey. So, it's going to be a very exciting time for us.
Awesome, DJ. Now, when people go to your wrestling con, they'll be able to meet a lot of people where a lot of their future talent that the WWE is going to be able to snipe from.
Well, if you just look at the people that have competed on these events, like I said, just this year in the CZW ring, you had Sami Callihan, who literally, he's currently with World Wrestling Entertainment. A couple years ago, Dean Ambrose. Brian Kendrick was on our show. You had the international superstars come in from Germany, where you had the Samaritan Death Squad, who are literally Europe's top tag team. They took on Alot Marquet. You had, Jun Kasai, probably the greatest deathmatch wrestler in Japan. Literally, he's a legend there. Came over here and wrestled, Combat Wrestling's world champion at the time, Masada, and they did some unheard of things. Second ever gusset plate match, Pains of Glad, they did it all. On top of that, we brought the aerial assault. On top of that, you had the stars from Dragon Gate USA there. You had the girls from Shimmer, the premier women's organization in our business. Kaiju Big Battle did a little spectacle. Colt Cabana had $5 wrestling. It's stuff that you wouldn't get to see, where you also had legends. Hulk Hogan, the biggest name in our business. The Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart was there. Guys from William Regal to, the Iron Sheik to, everybody. Tommy Dreamer, Beth Phoenix was there, the $1 Million Man. The list goes on and on and on and on. All the people that were at this event, and it's actually going to be just as big this year, if not bigger.
Nice. DJ, I was wondering, how did you make the transition from being a wrestler for CZW to being owner? You took that sidestep, and it seems like you did it quite quickly. As far as it didn't. Let me rephrase.
Basically, what led to your decision to purchase Combat Zone Wrestling?
I'm
Yeah.
still a wrestler. I still wrestle for the company.
Right.
But I also wrestle all around the world. But how did I handle? The transition wasn't something that just happened overnight. When the company was purchased by me, I was already doing a lot of things behind the scene. I was running the wrestling academy as a head trainer. I've been doing that for years at that point. I was getting talent, booked. I was, doing things behind the scenes, working with merchandise and things like that. I pretty much knew a lot about the business. And with the people who smartened me up and who've given me the education to be where I am, guys like Al Snow, guys like Alpha Snow and Les Thatcher, Tommy Dreamer, and the list goes on and on. There's so many more guys who have, guided me and helped me. Dave Zapolsky, Mike Burns, Mike Quackenbush, Chris Hero. Those guys all gave me an education to, at that point, to put me where I wanted to go. When I bought the company, there were some unfortunate things where I had a run with WWE. I messed it up pretty bad on my own doing, and basically, I love our business. I can't see doing anything else with my life besides this. So it only made logical sense for me to own a wrestling company. think at the time, John Vendy was older. He's having some financial issues and family issues and things along those lines have been well documented. And I literally found a way to make it happen to where it is now taking us in this direction that it isn't.
All right. And I know you mentioned that you run the Wrestling Academy. Can you...
Which I'm currently at, so if you hear things in the background, I apologize.
No, you're fine, man. What type of wrestling styles is being taught at the Combat Zone Wrestling Academy?
Currently, it is now, as of November 1st, it will be the CZW WSU Academy. We teach what I call the international style of professional wrestling, which basically means everything. We have, from lucha libre to catch as catch can to the American style to you name it, we teach it here. I mean, everything up to death matches we will do. Some things obviously it's hey, I want to do this, but we have a great training staff here. We have for years actually, but our current new staff, I am the head trainer of the Combat Zone Wrestling Academy. I am assisted by CZW World Champion Drew Gulak, who is actually currently in the ring and running class. That's why I'm sitting in the office.
Yeah, we just got done talking to Drew. We just got done talking to Drew a few minutes ago.
Oh, that's where he got here pretty late. Me and him were switching on and off.
Sorry.
As you can hear, I can hear people screaming in the other room. We will be also starting at the beginning of the year. We will be joined by Pepper Parks and Cherry Bomb. I'm not sure if people are familiar with Pepper and Cherry.
I'm familiar with Cherry Bomb's work.
But they are two amazing talents within the Combat Zone, and on top of all that, we have a lot of. We literally have free seminars. We've had everybody from Kevin Nash to Al Snow to Dave Finley to Dean Malenko to I think we're getting X-Pac down here with Hurricane. You name it, they've been through our school. We have a great facility with weights. We have a great ring. We're in a nice location here in Blackwood, New Jersey. And with what we offer to people and the ability that we have, I think we have a second to none school. Just looking at some of the products that have literally come out or guys that have started someplace else, like a Sami Callihan, like a John Moxley, or as they know now, Dean Ambrose and Solomon Crowe, who literally moved out here to train with us. They moved from Ohio, just using those two guys because they're pretty well known at the moment. And there's a ton of other guys. There's guys that are currently in WWE that, have come trained out of this school that started here that, WWE signed them and just, it is what it is. We also have a ton of our talent that goes international. Some guys that's not their goal. They want to go to Japan. They want to do a lot of different things. We also frequently have a lot of the CZW roster. Masada and Christina Von Arie and Kimberly, they're here a lot. Joe Gacy's here a lot. And Tremont. It really just depends on sometimes the time of the year and what day it is, but you'll see amongst those stars. And we have a lot of visitors coming in. When WWE's in town, we have a lot of those guys, or TNA's in town, we have a lot of those guys stop in. And guys coming from a lot of other different schools just to, come and work out with us and come to, gain some knowledge on a day and, try to get better. And, we've literally moved into this new building about 6 months ago, and it's just getting bigger and better every day.
DJ, what should young wrestlers expect on the first day of class?
What should they expect?
Yeah.
They expect basically to go home. By the time they leave, they're probably not going to be walking very well. It's a lot of work. This business, we don't do a first day of class exactly. We are not here. There's a lot of companies and wrestling schools that are out to take people's money. We're not here to do that. We literally have a tryout. Tryouts are free. But you're going to come in here, you're going to do a tryout, and you're going to know through that tryout that, am I ready for this? Because it's a mental test. The physical part of it, yes, you're going to be run through the ringers, you're going to be doing squats and push-ups and everything, and that's pretty much most of what it is. It's a lot of working out, but it's a mental test. We've done 200 3 of these tryouts just in 2013 alone. We have about 25 students. That literally come on a regular. You know, and this business is not for everybody. It's really not. You know, and like I said, I'm not here to take people's money. There's a lot of schools out there that, you know, they're, hey, I'll take your money, and, you know, I mean, we literally, we have a program here where we teach our kids the right way and how to do things, and say, look, you know, I mean, after a month, you better have a gym membership. You know what I'm saying? We will teach you how to work out. I mean, Pepper Parks and Cherry Bomb, you know, they're personal trainers in their real lives. You know, I mean, we will show you the way. You know, you need to be prepared for what this business offers. Even if you want to be a weekend warrior and just, you know, hey, this is a hobby, that's great. I make my living this way. You need to respect it, and you need to understand that. And it's something that we take very serious. And a lot of people, like I said, it's not for. A lot of people will come in and they're here for maybe a month or two sometimes, you know, and they're just like, man, I can't do this. This isn't what I want to do, you know, or, you know, but then there's some people that's like, you know, Hulk Hogan, they broke his leg the first day.
Wow.
You know? I mean, he came back, and now he's the biggest star in our business. It is what it is. And, you know, we have a great program, a great building. It's fairly, you know, it's expensive, but it's affordable.
Right.
You know, a lot of wrestling schools charge thousands upon thousands of dollars. You know, we do not. You know, it's $100 a month. I spend more than that in gas to get to the school. So, you know, it's a great facility. But, you know, we also provide a lot of things. We have our developmental program, which we have started through the NBA. We are starting a new project going into 2014 called Dojo Wars, where we will actually have 100% free shows with our students, which will happen twice a month on Thursday nights, probably starting at the end of January. And right now we have a great group. I mean, we have a lot of girls right now, which is kind of the new thing, the new trend in the CZW. We have like eight new girls that all started within the last few months. So it's really very interesting.
Hey DJ, you mentioned about Dojo Wars. You say it's 100% free for the talent, and you be running the shows twice a month.
Yeah, what we're looking to do with Dojo Wars, we were actually thinking about doing it in November. But unfortunately, every year we have to get a new permit in the state of New Jersey. So, and I have to pay for it. So, like, in order to run Dojo Wars, there was no point of paying for it twice, only having a month. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of pointless. But so we're going to start them in January. What it is it's a free show for the fans. What the plan to do is to help our students and actually a few other students, because we may end up working with the Ring of Honor school as well. Is we're going to do shows at our dojo. Our dojo can hold about 100 people on a show, which is not a lot. But we're going to do them on Thursday nights. For our students, you will have someone who's young possibly working through Gulak, or possibly someone who's young who's working wrestling DJ Hyde. And if they're not prepared to wrestle at this point, or maybe they're not, you know, ready for something like that, we will find other ways to incorporate them into the events to help them get better. It's great that we can do this on a smaller stage so that we can utilize them and say, okay, this is what you did right, this is what you did wrong, and teach them, you know, how to do this in front of a very small and forgiving crowd. For the fans, the investment to come out is not as big as it would be for, you know, a regular wrestling show. I mean, a regular wrestling show, you know, you're going to spend to come to CZW, and you're going to spend $20. To come here, you just have to show up. And the idea is literally to benefit everyone. Not a lot of wrestling schools have that. WWE has it, and they have a beautiful facility down there in Florida now. The Performance Center is amazing, which I wish I could model after, but I don't have millions and millions of dollars. You know, they have NXT, and they have the Florida Sale University shows. They have those type of shows that they're still charging, but it's a lesser amount. You know, and for us, you know, to draw people here for free, these guys, yes, they're inexperienced, yes, they're not ready, but you know what? A lot of stars have been made that way. Examples of that is currently right now there's a guy at NXT, and I'm just using WWE because everybody knows who they are, named Sami Zayn. And I know him better as El Generico.
Yes, we do.
That's right. And El Generico was huge during the independents, but if you'll notice, Sammy
Yes, he is.
And we used to do this when we used to have the ECW arena. We used to have STF, and we actually originally had it called NXT or Next too. And we had those where when the CZW school and the Chikara school were merged together with myself and Mike Quackenbush and Chris Hero running the schools. We would do those type of things. It was stars of the future. So you would see guys like Drew Gulak, guys like Danny Hammock that are predominant stars in CZW currently, that went through that type of a system, had a place where they wrestled. Hey, it's 50 people. Hey, it's 100 people. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Cage of Death show where there's 2,000, on iPay-per-view to the world. It's, hey, it's a couple hundred people. It's a small, at best I think we drew 150 of those. And they charge $5. I'm charging nothing.
Right.
I literally want people to know where our building is. Hey, if you like what you see, maybe this is something you want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you see some people, I mean, we have people here all different shapes and sizes. I mean, we have one girl who literally, she's 78 pounds. I mean, but God, she's awesome. I mean, her name's Brittany. We call her Barracuda. But Brittany's amazing. You know what I'm saying? That's what we call her. And she's the Barracuda, man. We also have a girl here named Sammy St. Paul who's had a handful of matches. She's jacked. I mean, she's China-esque.
Wow.
We also have guys here that are, we have white guys, black guys, Hispanics. We have guys that want to be luchadors, and we have it all. Big guys, little guys, and we'll find ways to develop them in front of a live crowd. And what that basically does to benefit CZW is that gives them that experience that they need. I mean, there's so many wrestlers nowadays, so many companies. They're going to get an experience at a place where we can guide them the correct way and teach them the right ways to do things, so that when they do work somewhere, whether it's CZW or another company, that they know what they're doing. And it's really it's a phenomenal idea. Plus, it gives us something fun to do. That's what we're all here for.
Hey, DJ, do you guys train managers and referees as well at the school?
We do. We train managers, referees. We actually have 2 guys training to be referees currently. We actually have production people that we train. We take interns. We train commentators, although I think the CZW commentators need more training, but that's another point. Hey, I can badmouth my own people. But we do train a lot of different people to do a lot of different things. We have managers, we have valets. We have one girl who is starting, and she just wants to be a valet. I believe she's actually starting. It's either this Wednesday or next. I don't know, but I'll double check that in my email. She's starting just to be a valet. We have one guy here who's currently training to be a manager. We have a lot of guys that are production interns right now. We're training to be production where, they're editing things like our promos, our YouTube stuff, or we're not going to have them edit the shows, but, they might be assisting with that.
Right.
I'm currently looking for graphics people. I'm looking for graphics guys. Just email me, dj@czwrestling.com.
Awesome.
And we're looking for guys to help us with promoting. I mean, we're a very large independent company, but we're a very poor independent company. So I don't have that Fox 45 money that ROH has. Listen, if I was owned by a television, if CZW was owned by a television company, I've worked with them. Okay, I watch them write $20,000 checks like they're not even funny.
Wow.
Right? It's ridiculous. All right, they don't care. Oh, new lights, sure. Here's a check. Go have fun. New lights to us, yeah. That's an investment. That's where I'm going. Well, we gotta figure something out. It's a major expense. But I mean, I think most independents would be in that. So
DJ, you are freaking awesome, dude.
I am not. I'm very hated by most people. I'm just I wear many hats. I'm in promoter mode now, so I'm on good behavior.
Hey, DJ, one more question about your school. What are the requirements, and how can a person contact to get involved with your school?
The best way to contact CZW for the school would be to go to the website. We're actually, I believe in 2 weeks, the CZW Academy website, which is currently up and running, will be redone with all the new information, all the new Q&As, which should answer every question I've ever been emailed before. But you're looking to become a professional wrestler, valet, manager, whatever, if you're looking to get involved in our business and you want to be taught, at the Combat Zone Wrestling Academy, and even if maybe you're not even looking to come here, maybe you're just looking for some advice, or you're a wrestler who's currently already in the business and you're looking to improve, or, try something new.
Mm-hmm.
The best way to get us is you can email Alice at academy@czwrestling.com. Or you can email me directly at djhyde@czwrestling.com. You can call the office. The phone number's on the website. It's 302-345-1077. More than happy to answer any of your questions. Anything you guys want to know. Even if you want us, if you live in California and you need a suggestion to go to the right place, or you're in the Midwest and you're looking for somebody out there, because, we are obviously also in Blackwood, New Jersey. So some people just might not be that. We can definitely recommend you in the right way. We have connections all across the United States and the world. And if you are looking to actually attend the academy, give us a call, set up a tryout. Come down, check it out. See, it's not going to cost you anything. If this isn't something, hey, you just want to come and look around, I'll be more than happy to show you around. More than happy to, say, hey, this is what goes on. If you want to, watch a little bit of the training some days, we are very particular about that, but there are certain aspects that, you can catch 15, 20 minutes. We'll let you, watch the warm-ups and things that we do so you get a basic idea of how hard this is, or even if you want to talk to some of the students and just get their opinion. We encourage that, where we want people to want to be here. Probably not screaming like they are in the background, but we want people to want to be here. And
you know what, DJ? I like the noise in the background. It's getting me pumped up. I feel like I should take a road trip to New Jersey just to get down.
I'm in the office at the academy right now, which is in a completely different room. Where we have the TV and the tape library and the computer and all that stuff. But and they're out in the actual dojo area where the ring is, and the weights and stuff. They must be having some kind of fun. Somebody's getting beat up out there. But like I said, if there's something you want to be part of, feel free. And like I said, if you're a wrestler and you're listening to this and you just say, hey, look, man, I'm trying to get better. Feel free to come down. We'll work out something with you. We work with everybody. If it's a financial issue, like I said, it's $2,500. It's $100 a month. I live an hour plus away from the dojo. I'm here 4 days a week, sometimes more. We are open Monday through Thursday, 6:30 to 10. Sometimes later, and we are always happy to bring people in and kind of show them through this, and say, hey, look, if you really are truly honest, want to get in this business, if you say, look, this is what I want to do, this is the place you want to come. We're going to be here to help you and work with you step by step from everything. Even when you have, issues, we help everybody with that. We work through everything with all of our students as long as you are continuing to follow the guidelines, maintaining exactly the curriculum and the laws of professional wrestling. That's the best way I can put it. We work with everybody and we gladly help them out.
Awesome.
If you're serious, this is a great place to be.
Yes, it is. And DJ, what's your next big event coming up in December? Real quickly.
Our big event is our big event. It is our biggest event that we do. It is Cage of Death 15. It is December 14th, live at the Flyer Skate Zone in Portage, New Jersey, 601 Laurel Oak Road. It is, as I said before, the biggest show in independent wrestling that happens pretty much anywhere. It's internationally known. I would say buy front or second row, but they sold out within 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So, there are general admission tickets left. Benefits to you if you want to buy a ticket early. We are opening doors early and doing a Q&A and a little meet and greet starting at 4 p.m. You can get in 100% free as long as you purchase your ticket in advance. So if you have your ticket in advance, you can get in free if you need to get that. There are always going to be tickets at that door. We are headlined, obviously, by the Cage of Death match, which is, as of right now, we are calling them the Forgotten Ones. Matt Tremont, Drew Blood, Ron Mathis, and Roy Mondo are taking on the Nation of Intoxication, which is Danny Havoc, Devin Moore, Lucky 13, will be announcing a fourth member for their team within the next week or so.
DJ, I'm sorry. Speaking of announcements, are you ready to announce Drew's opponent for the big event?
We will be announcing Drew's opponent, Gulak's opponent. I believe that announcement will go out next Monday, because the person he is wrestling has not cut his promo yet. I will tell people that this guy is probably one of the most loved guys in combat zone wrestling, and he is probably the most high-flying, daring Rob Van Dam of our generation. So that alludes to who that guy may be, because he may just be the whole Foxen show. But we'll see what happens when that promo comes out this next week. But there's a lot of other matches. There are some things that have been already made and announced. You will see Kimberly of the Gulak campaign taking on Christina Von Erich. You will also see Greg Excellence with Mama Excellence, who is making her Cage of Death annual appearance, take on Pepper Parks, to where if Greg wins, he gets Cherry Bomb as his valet, and if Pepper wins, Greg has to shave all of his hair, his body hair, mainly his body hair, and his beard, conform to the ways of Pepper Parks and Cherry Bomb of working out and drinking protein shakes. Their whole spiel. I strongly expect that to be mildly entertaining. And if you haven't caught Night of Infamy, it is live on. You can watch the replay currently on iPay-per-view at CZWIPPV.com to watch Greg Excellence make out with Pepper Parks, which I thought was hilarious. I'm trying to remember if anything else has been put out yet. I'm sure. Oh, Shane Strickland became the #1 contender.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
The CZW Wired Championship, so he will go one-on-one after many, many months of chasing Alex Colon with that title with Alex Colon at Cage of Death. Plus, there's going to be a lot more that we have yet to announce, because obviously we're only just a few days out of Night of Infamy.
Right.
We have a long 5 weeks to Cage of Death, and we're going to be going pretty hard, and we're working with Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore this weekend, so we'll be doing a lot of promotion there. We're actually, I believe Call of Duty comes out tonight, and we'll be doing some promotion at a GameStop that we work with, giving away some free DVDs in Jerseyville, New Jersey.
Awesome.
So, yeah, people like free stuff, that's for sure.
Heck yeah, we like free stuff too, man.
I'm all about giving away free stuff, as long as we have it in stock,
Right.
People want to check out the product, so, but there will be a ton more. I mean, and like I said, if you just look at some of those matches, I mean, Greg Excellence, one of the funniest, greatest guys ever. You have Drew Gulak. Literally, I will say, he is probably the best catch wrestler in modern era. He is that good, and if you don't believe me, check out his match from Night of Infamy with Chuck Taylor. It was a wrestling match. It was a clinic.
I call him the modern day Luthez.
Oh, he literally is, and if you can hear in the background all those people screaming, he's probably shredding them like those guys. And then, you have two of the best women in the independents, Kimberly, the beautiful blonde Kimberly, who's here for a better combat zone. We have Christina Von Erich. I mean, Christina is synonymous.
I've seen her work. She's amazing.
She is there, two of the top girls currently in the independents. And that's just the start. And on top of that, you have the Cage of Death, the annual match that, innovation, excellence, and our ultraviolet side, it's literally, it's a sight to be seen. It changes every single year and is made into something new. And I can tell you this year's is going to be just like nothing else you've ever seen before. It's Cage of Death 15. We're definitely, stepping it up a notch for our 15-year anniversary of our annual show. And those are all that's just a few days out of our last event, and we have a long way to promote.
Awesome, DJ. Well, I want to thank you so much for joining us on tonight. It's been a real blast, sir. We definitely would like for you to come back on again, sir.
No problem, guys. I would love. I've very happy that we discussed the Wrestling Academy. So, I'd love to come back on and talk more CZW, international stuff.
Heck yeah, man.
You guys want it.
Heck yeah.
So.
And what a great interview with DJ Hyde. He gave us a lot of information about the Combat Zone Wrestling Academy. If you want more information on the Combat Zone Wrestling Academy, go to czwrestling.com and click on the link to their academy, and you'll find all the necessary information you need.
He gave us so much in that interview.
Yes, he did. And at the beginning of the year, the website will update itself. There will be more information about the history of the school, more information about what type of services that the schools offer, and also they have a new partnership with WSU as well, the women's promotion. And there'll be more information up on their website in the weeks to come. We will post that information on the Heel Turn Podcast website at theheelturnpodcast.blogspot.com. Big Al, anything you want to add before we go off the air?
Well, that'll do us for this episode of the Heel Turn Podcast. I am Big Al.
And I am Nick the Shop. No longer Nick the Shop Master. I'm just simply Nick McGee of Pro Wrestling Smart Talk.
Have a week and get out of my ring.